opening statement from Coach Googins. Then we're going to have questions for Trey, Connor, and Chris. Then we're going to let them go and have questions for Coach. So, Coach Googins.
Again, that was an unbelievable game. At one point in time, I thought we were going to run away with it, and you got to give Creighton credit. They battled. Coach Service does a great job with their team. They kept plugging away, and again, I thought maybe we helped them a little bit. But, again, we talked about you don't rise to the occasion, you sink to your training. And
Brendan. Thanks, Brendan.
And again, our guys came through, again, making plays, and it was really big to see Trey Schramm come in there and close it like he did, because that was big time for us. But really proud of our guys, the way they competed and played, and it was a great game.
Okay, questions for the student athletes. Oh, John Fanta.
John Fanta, Big East Digital Network. For Connor, that fifth inning, to have such a high and then they come roaring back. How did you guys figure out a way to have the resolve to still come out on top?
I just think it was taking it one pitch at a time. Not trying to look too far ahead, not trying to, reminisce on the past or look too far ahead in the future. Just, stay in the moment, play one pitch at a time, and, the results are going to take care of themselves.
Trey, what did you see from yourself to find a rhythm there late to keep them from tying this game up?
Off hit, like what he said, I think our motto is just keeping it one pitch at a time. And in the pen, I knew I had a good cutter going, and I knew I was able to keep him off balance with that. I got a lot of ground balls, trust my defense, and just pretty much trust my stuff, and know that, like Goog said, we don't rise to the occasion. We sink to the level of our training, and we've been here before, and I don't know, it's worked out.
Trey, kind of going off that, that the crowd really got back into it when they had that 3-run seventh inning, and you guys were kind of on the ropes a little bit. Then you come in, and even though you're taking on the bottom of the order in the ninth inning, those are guys that are very capable of getting on base and kind of keeping things going. First part of the question is what kind of adrenaline, what kind of emotions were you feeling as the crowd started getting going? This is a crazy ballpark. And then secondly, what were you telling yourself heading into that ninth inning and then during that ninth inning to kind of close things out?
Oh, yeah, so coming in, the crowd was getting on me a little bit. That was probably, besides for the regional last year, that was probably the most people we've had. But, just like Coach I says, just live in the moment and just try not to make any, moment too big. Just really stay with your breath and just kind of just scale it down. Try to block out those people as much as possible and just really stick to what I do and just attack that routine. And then in the ninth inning, on the dugout, I can't lie. Obviously, I was trying to I wasn't trying, but I was just really thinking about the result. And I know we say don't really think about that, but it was hard for that not to come in the back of my mind. But once I got out there and once the first pitch was thrown, it was just kind of back to usual and just pretty much just stick to what I do best and just I was pretty confident that a good outcome was going to happen.
Matt DeMarinis, White and Blue Review for Chris and Connor. I asked Coach Googins this yesterday, but this is another game here where, you did strike out a few times tonight, but you also drew a lot of walks. I think it was a season high in walks for Creighton to allow. What's been the difference towards the end of the season, in your approach at the plate to where before it might have been hit or miss where you take a lot of strikeouts, but, to kind of swing for the fences, if you will. What's been the difference now to where you're having more, mature at-bats?
Yeah, I think our coaches the last few weeks have really harped on hitting our pitch and BP and in practice. We're really trying to get our pitch, and if it's not our pitch, it's okay to take it even if it is a strike. And I think just having the mindset of, getting your pitch, and if it's not there, typically after the pitcher, you have 2 more strikes to play with. So I think that's been really, really big for us, just kind of just being in the moment and getting our pitch.
I agree with what Chris said. We have worked a lot the last couple of weeks on getting our pitch, and I think that's kind of what helped us take this turn into, putting up 13, 14 hits a game, whereas maybe 2-3 weeks ago when we were St. John's in Indiana, we were struggling a little bit, maybe 5-6 hits a game because we were getting ourselves out on pitchers' pitches, just trying to press, and we were pressing. And I think we're just a lot more relaxed at the plate now. I think everyone's seen the the pitches better, and everyone knows what they're capable of and is ready to participate in their role.
Megan?
Megan O'Brien, Big East Digital Network. Chris, you had that single in the first and came all the way around to score. How important was it for you to get the offense going early, playing against Creighton, the number 1 seed, on their home field?
Oh, yeah, it's really big. We talked before the game about the momentum from the previous game is not going to carry over, so we have to, really start from the beginning, start from scratch. And it was really important for us to score the first run because it just kind of set the table, showed us what, what we're going to bring to the game, and just kind of got us rolling from there.
I guess you guys keep talking about just, you found it in the last couple of weeks. Chris, you ideally want to be playing your best baseball at this time of year. What do you think it has come down to?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think just our mindsets are, we're that much more into every single pitch, I think, just because we know it is. Every pitch is that much more important now that the season is, in the playoffs and stuff like that. So I think just really focusing on each pitch individually and not so much like the entire games and such, I think that really has helped us the past few weeks.
All right, any other questions for student athletes? Great, thank you. Congratulations. We'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you.
All right, questions for Coach. Matt?
Matt Arenas, White and Blue Review. Coach, I know you said coming into before the games even started that you're not really pressing any magic buttons, but this is 3 out of the last 4 years that you've made it to this game or made it to Sunday needing to win only 1 game to move on. What is it about the club that you have had or the way they play in May that they've been able to get this done year after year?
I really don't know. It was interesting because, yesterday when we were in the locker room, Joe Gellenbeck says that's what we do. We get hot at this time of year. If it's a mindset, crazy things. You talk about 18 to 22-year-olds, and, we're done with exams, we're done with school, we're just playing. And it's a great group to be around, and that's part of it. They play for themselves. They don't care who the star is or who's going to get the credit. They just want to win, and that's evident in how we're playing, I feel, right now. And in the past, we've had some big names in the past, whether it was Andre Jernigan or Dan Rizzi or, again, they just, whatever it takes to win. And that's what they do right now. They're playing pretty loose. I will say the first couple innings, the dugout wasn't as loose as it has been. When I talked to John Fana at the bottom of third, like our guys were a little tight. Garrett Schilling was fired up. Like he was pretty excited out there, and you could tell like he was over pitching. He was overdoing a lot of different things, and you're hoping that he would get in a groove, which he did eventually. But he was just fired up. Our guys were, then Michael hit a bomb. And that kind of, that really, we score first, we're feeling good, and then, that's what we do is the long ball, and he crushed that ball, and he crushed the next one too. But, that all of a sudden, it kind of got us back on the heels a little bit, and so our dugout wasn't as relaxed. I had to say, hey, come on, we're all right, guys, just play one pitch at a time, and that's where, again, even though I was in the third base coach's box, when that ball, when Matt got the walk and got to second base, you could tell everything was like, okay, here we go. And then, thinking maybe Connor would get a hit to score him, he hits it out. And then that's when the floodgates opened for us. Creighton did an unbelievable job at stopping it. They really did, because I really thought at that point in time, maybe 6, 7, 8 runs, because I think we got bases loaded and we squandered that opportunity, and they came back. And again, that's a sign of a good team. That's a sign of a champion team, is they came back, and they came back hard at us. And again, we were trying to stop them, but I thought we were helping them out too. I thought there were a couple fly balls we could have caught. Not sure what happened on that rundown. There were a lot of things. It's like, oh boy, here come the wheels are falling off. And to me, that's what Creighton does, because they apply pressure all the time, that they do that. So again, I was really proud of how our guys stepped up at the end and said, hey, because we took their best shot and were able to withstand the blow.
Coach, against Regala, so you don't score from the second to the fourth, but you were still churning out a lot of quality at bats. How much did those help lead you into that big inning in the fifth?
I think so because it was interesting because I thought his pitch count was getting up, and and that was big. I think the question you asked, if are we doing anything different, with our pitching, we were just trying to win. Again, I left, looking back, maybe I left Garrett Schilling in one hitter too much. Maybe I should have brought Trey in to face that. The guy get the single up the middle to score 2 runs. But we were, this was just a game that we were just trying to win. We weren't trying to save pitching. We weren't doing any of that stuff. I think that's when you get in trouble. And so we were just playing. And Keith was really good today. I think yesterday maybe you were asking about how we're not striking out. Well, we struck out a lot today. We're back to the old Muskies, I guess. But because that happens. So because when you're facing good pitchers, and he was, I give him credit. All those guys that they threw at us, they competed. They did a really good job of keeping us off balance and striking us out today.
Coach, I asked this of the guys a few minutes ago, but that big 3-run 7th inning on 3 hits for Creighton kind of really turned the tides, got the crowd back into it. You guys get out of the inning still with a lead. Was there anything said in the dugout? What was the message to your guys as the next 2 innings kind of unfolded?
Well, the biggest thing is we still have the lead. I know the momentum was in that dugout. The crowd was back into it, but we still had the lead. And it's like, hey, we just got to withstand this barrage, because they were swinging, they were throwing some haymakers at us, and we just had to withstand, that right then and there. And again, they did. We made a couple plays. Trey pitched well and got us out of a couple jams. That leadoff single really hurt in the 9th because I'm like, here we go. Because you look at Creighton, they've won a lot of close games at the end, and again, that's because they put the pressure on you, and our guys were able to execute and get out of it.
How exactly do you keep this, what you have going on right now, bottled up with a day gap tomorrow and take it into Sunday?
We're just going to, again, just practice, stay on our routine, let the guys sleep in a little bit, eat breakfast. We're going to practice, try to stay loose as we can. Just do what we do, I guess, and we talked about, just keeping this train rolling, and I don't want it to end. It's a good group to be with. They're fun to be around, and just enjoy being with each other.
Good Cracker Barrel being stored tomorrow?
I don't think so. They're really kind of boycotting that, and I want to keep them happy, John. So I probably will not,
It's a spaghetti?
Yeah, but we might do the spaghetti works. We might do that. But yeah, they're getting a little sick of that too. We had that for lunch today, which was really good. But
All right, last question from Matt.
Just a quick, will you guys watch the game tomorrow?
I'm sure. Yeah, I know myself. I will. The players. Again, we do have some parents here. We'll probably give them a per diem after we practice. We'll probably go to lunch or after practice, and whatever they want to do. But again, I think most of our guys will be around. They like baseball, so I'm sure they'll be around to watch the games.
All right.
Thank
Thank you,
Yeah,
Coach.
appreciate it.
See you tomorrow.